here's our video on understanding percents. Per cents. So you notice how I paused per, and then the other word is cents. So per means 4, and cents means 100. Right? So like century, that means 100. So this is the old way. In the 15th century, they would say per cento, which means for 100. And we use percents in class, right? When you take a test, if you have all the answers right, you got 100%. If you have all of something, you have 100%. You have all of it. That's what we use percents for. Right over. So, just a little trivia. So in the 15th century, in like the 1400s, they used to use the word, the letter P for per cento. And then they would use this little abbreviation that we use, this symbol as we use today. By the way, if you see this one, it's per thousand, which is per mille. Mille means 1,000, like millennium, per 1,000, if you see the 2 zeros. And there was, some people thought, some historians thought that when someone was writing this, at one point the P was somehow put upside down, but no one knows if that's true or not. And they got that symbol. So we're not 100% sure. There's another word, 100% sure. 100% sure means you know exactly that that's right, right? So we know the percent sign, and today we're going to model percents. So we can model percents this way. So here I have 3 models of percents. So we're going to have 100 boxes, 10 on each side. 10, 10, 10 times 10 is 100. So if you have 100 boxes and you shade in 90, well, then you have 90%. You have 90% of the boxes. And you can see here, this decimal, 0.90, is just 0.9. It's the same thing. 90% is 0.9. We'll go over that in a minute. So here, we have 100 boxes, and I shaded 47, so it's 47%. And here we have 100 boxes, and we shaded 9 in, so we have 9%. So if you can see how to model, and if we have a decimal, we can make a percent easily. All you do is move the decimal twice to the right, and you get a percent. 0.9 is move it twice. 1, 2. 90%, not 900%. 90%. So you can see that 0.90 and 0.9 are the same thing. It's the same thing. Move this twice, 90%. Move this twice. Remember, anytime you have a wave, you put a 0 in, 90%. You can even see if it was 0.900. It's the same thing. 1, 2. 90.0% is just 90%. If we had 0.24, just move it twice. 24%. So, and when you move it twice, the decimal becomes a percent sign. So that's how we can make percents from decimals. And we can do the same thing with percents to decimals, the other way around. If you have 87%, you move now the percent sign, we're going to move it twice and turn it to a decimal. So it becomes 0.87. You move it twice to the left. What about this one? What would these two be as decimals? How many times am I moving this? Twice to the left. 1, 2. So it's 1.03 is the decimal. And what about 4%? Again, move it twice. 1, 2. We have a wave, and every time we have a wave, we put a 0. 0.04 is 4%. So that's how we can make them from decimals to percents and percents to decimals. And we can do them with fractions too, and we'll do that in another video. So, how would you model 12%? How would you model 12%? What is 12% as a decimal, by the way? 0.12, right? Move it twice. 1, 2. So how would we model 12%? Okay, so you have 100 boxes, and you're going to shade in 12. So there's 12%. It's pretty easy. So what would this one be? What percent would this be? What percent? All right, so we have 100 boxes, and just count. There's 10 each. 10 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 77%. And what's 77% as a decimal? 0.77. And by the way, you know what a decimal is to a fraction. 77 100ths. That's a key to knowing percents with fractions, because they'll have 100 on the bottom. For example, if I had 60 over 100, that's 60%. If I have 50 over 100, 50%. So anytime you see the denominator, if it has 100, you know the percent sign. And there's other ways we can do this, and we'll do them later on. One more. If I had a 0.3, what is that fraction? 0.3 as a fraction is 3/10. It's also, because you know that 0.3 is also 0.30, it's the same thing. It's also 30 over 100. They're equal fractions and they're equal ratios if you want to make that 30 over 100, not 300. So 30 over 100 is 30%. 30%. And 0.3, if we want to make that a percent, 1, 2, 30%. There it is. All right, that's how we make percents. That's how we model percents. Great job.